Most discipline is hidden discipline, designed not to liberate, but to limit. Do not ask why. Be cautious with how. Why leads inexorably to paradox. How traps you in a universe of cause and effect. Both deny the intrusion. Optimism. Optimism. Observable changes in the natural universe are all explosive to some degree and from some point of view. Otherwise, you would not notice them. Smooth continuity of change, if slowed sufficiently, goes without notice by observers whose time attention span is too short. Thus, I tell you, I have seen changes you would never have marked.
Awaken from the hibernation to witness this creation. Here's your invitation. Find a relation inside my book of meditation. Mediate the mental magic. The lights on up in the attic where many thoughts fuse together to create the greatest tool. Awaken from the hibernation to witness this creation. Here's your invitation. Find a relation inside my book of meditation. Mediate the mental magic. The lights on up in the attic where many thoughts fuse together to create the greatest tool. Come follow me, you can enter my world too, where there's a surprise around every corner, thoughts encased for display like animals in the zoo. King of the jungle, the distant uncle, but kept on the undermany, left to wonder what extends beyond the branches of their family tree. And reality, well, that's all in the eye of the beholder. As I become older, can feel the weight of the world compressing down on my shoulders as heavy as boulders. So I try to wear a poker face. I'm just an average joker placed within this worldly mess, trying to find the path that leads to success, because having to face stress. The beast attempting to lead me deceased. Music my release, backtrack on the floor track, it even impacts the dreams. Plus the pen's mightier than the sharpest sword. Shank you with the spoken word, vibrations come through the speaker wire, electronic umbilical cord. The lifeline, somebody to write rhymes in the right mind, drop it at the right time. For the translation and interpretation from my fellow humans in the population that agree with what we're stating and can clearly see the shit we're faced with. The future is adjacent, yeah, sobering situation. My meditation, my meditation. Awaken from the hibernation to witness this creation. Here's your invitation. Find a relation inside my book of meditation. Mediate the mental magic. The lights on up in the attic where many thoughts fuse together to create the greatest tool. Awaken from the hibernation to witness this creation. Here's your invitation. Find a relation inside my book of meditation. Mediate the mental magic. The lights on up in the attic where many thoughts fuse together to create the greatest tool. Come near, come here, get swallowed by my whirlpool. Pulled in when trying to swim through the suction of the production. Really just one mind's projection or reflection can be seen in the overhead. Let what's said thread through these heads like stitching. Beats bewitching, sounds leave you spellbound. A background dweller, modern day storyteller. Just one man with two hands who walks this land and expands through strands of tape, trying to shape these mental sculptures and show you a portion of the culture. Poet paints the portrait, culminate within the mind state I call space exploration. No explanation, simply just expression. Lyrics of confession, plug into the rhythm, releasing all aggression. Take the time to find and uncover another lesson. And just because this comes from the underground, it doesn't mean that the message is less than maybe just unheard. Look, that is absurd, too obscure, too many words to the mainstream is where most ears are gathered and heard. But the water in the stream may be impure while mine is genuine. Must keep mind over matter, and the matters on the mind may lead blind into the divine. I'm unsigned and unrefined, do this by myself for the love of the music, and that's the bottom line. Kept the malleation within my books of meditation. Meditation, meditation. in the book of meditation. Awaken from the hibernation to witness this creation. Here's your invitation. Find a relation inside my book of meditation. Mediate the mental magic. The lights on up in the attic where many thoughts fuse together to create the greatest tool. Awaken from the hibernation to witness this creation. Here's your invitation. Find a relation inside my books of meditation. Mediate the mental magic. The lights on up in the attic where many thoughts fuse together to create the greatest tool.
What is meditation? Meditation is not mental blankness, nor is it, on the other hand, what people usually associate it with, which is to say, thinking about something. Meditation is actually a thoughtless state of intense awareness, which is very opposite from blankness. A state of intense awareness of God and one of his attributes.
Awaken from the hibernation to witness this creation. Here's your invitation. Find a relation inside my books of meditation. Mediate the mental magic. The lights on up in the attic where many thoughts fuse together to create the greatest tool. Optimus. 98. Secondhand production. Same as always. 4 tracks, mic, stack of records. Finding all. Magic. The lights on up in my attic. Many thoughts are fused together to create the greatest tool.
Walking into the parlor, I was intertwined by ivory keys, ebony notes and ivory keys, intertwined with seamless ease. Walking into the parlor, I was intertwined by ivory keys, ebony notes and ivory keys, intertwined with seamless ease. The parlor was packed, I continued to stack the chips beneath my grips. I tips and flips until I was tipsy. The potions and notions within me. In the parlor, I'm known as a scholar, with a mic on the seal of my hip. Chicka bang, catch the mental hurricane, this ain't the same as what you used to. So feel the old, hear the new, like seal the gold, the ciphers too. The beams are intertwined and combined like piano keys. In the parlor, the cards was seen, independence is truly our mean. I'm freeing an inner being and seeing the emergent brilliance. Feel my freaky flow and relate with my added sixpence. Walking into the parlor, I was intertwined by ivory keys, ebony notes, ivory keys, intertwined with seamless ease. I remain lurking in the shadows while the rats race for their cheese. Ebony notes, ivory keys, intertwined with seamless ease. With only myself to please, this rhyming is like a disease, taking over the mind with the speed of a fatal tumorous cancer. Never really known as a chancer, but during the advancement towards my answer, I've seemed to have gained the power of an enchanted lyrical lancer. Is your preference a challenging joust or a game of cat and mouse if you like? No need for a mace and a spike, I just carry a pin and a mic to protect myself from two-headed dragons or the devilish witch's spell. Left my family back at the village, must make sure my mission's upheld. To sum it up in a nutshell, just let these words be heard without any assistance from the greedy, seedy empire's firm. Grip, stay equipped with a bow and green
an arrow the rest of my hip. Just in case militant poppers trip, I can display the marksmanship. Sharpshooter hit the bullseye, the gray shade of the dull sky. It's no wonder why the seagulls cry in the evening, grieving the days that pass. The trip through the gauntlet's hallways is always an intricate task. To get by the guard's tower, disguise myself in a cloak and a mask. Don't know if my stamina can last, with only myself to ask. Dodging the deadly wrath of swinging axes and booby traps. Now beginning to doubt this map that I bought within the wizard's den. Must rely purely on the force within, aka intuition. Wishing on the first star that appears in the dusk, it's now a must that I utilize everything I was shown or have ever learned. Because once you set your sails forward, you can never return. Walking into the parlor, I was intertwined by ivory keys, ebony notes and ivory keys, intertwined with seamless ease. We have come not to hurt, only educate, not knowing MCs. Ebony notes and ivory keys intertwined. Well, I'm gonna ignite the mic like Franklin's kite in a lightning storm. Not a psychotic, but I will swarm into the zone with 3 nights form. Cause sharks and smoke rings, got enemies like I stole some keys. Freeze like Arctic breeze from the sea, and poetry freezes my mind and seizes the rhyme. My caught MCs may mine, but it's those birds whose wings are clipped, twined and blind them in the trip. The eternal torch for the lighthouse where I read sits atop the Pacific, the area prolific. I'm rhyming like a niner from SC West to Candlestick. Sick. Disaster wrong.
In fact, she was just a head in a crystal ball. She called to objects in the seance room, and they began to float around. There was a table, a lamp, a horn, a bell, and a drum all in the air at the same time. I could hear music in another room and went to investigate.
Yo, what's up, dude? What you doing right now, man?
Yeah, man.
What you up
I'm just trying to. I'm not just out here, trying to make this money. Gonna buy a house and maybe some cars and some clothes and trying to impress this female, and just trying to come up with this.
Yo, man, slow down, man. You really want to devote your life to that?
Well, yeah, man.
I mean, I know a house is all good, man, but them cars and clothes ain't gonna get you too far at all, man. Oh, you gotta believe everything you on TV. Man, you are tuned, man, for sure, man. You don't even know, man. Check this out right here, though.
Oh, I don't understand what you're really trying to say.
Break it down for you right here. A little something I've observed among society about paths or what path they think you should take. Check this out.
Ladies and gentlemen, please return your lives to their upright positions. Buckle up and prepare for landing. Standing in front of the cabin, it's Captain Optimus with another lesson in social safety. Say your prayers and I'm sure you'll land safely. If not, you'll be saving yourself with a flotation device that doubles as a seat cushion, quite nice. You want some advice? Should sacrifice that luggage. It'll only make you sluggish, plus slow you down in your travels. And remember, when the higher power drops the gavel, judgment doesn't care about your precious material. I often hear, he who dies with the most toys wins. But how could you invest your soul in something that could be gone on a whim? A Mercedes-Benz is just a scrap of metal formed by human hands. I swear the rat race is a plan formed to ruin the mankind before it's our time to expire. Through commercials, billboards try to influence and tell you what you desire. Rats, liars, snakes lying low in the forest. They couldn't see the trees and usually would ignore this second-handed, impoverished poet pushing for a precious penny. I know you have many. In your pants from France, going to the disco dance, looking for a drunk romance, last chance with the liquid love. Loathe, bait her in with your car or the clothes. That usually works, and then who knows? A perfect parent, maybe marriage and a baby carriage. Personally, I could care less for this careless way of thinking. Inking my thoughts onto the page, observing modern days and all these wannabe actors in which life is their play. Never finding the spotlight onto the world stage, and in turn limiting their goals to the size of the cage that we're all confined in. In the original ambition, they couldn't find it. Brainwashed by thoughts that all life is 2.3 kids and a white picket fence. But why don't you think for yourself and see past the obvious? It's quite obvious. Optimus, that's quite obvious. You want some advice? Should sacrifice that luggage, cause it'll only make you sluggish and slow you down in your travels. Plus remember, when the higher power drops its gavel, judgment doesn't care about your precious material. You want some advice? Should sacrifice that baggage, it'll only make you lagging, slow you down in your travels. Plus remember, when the higher power drops the gavel, judgment doesn't care about your precious material. See, man? You understand what I'm saying now? People pushing for precious materials, but really when the end comes, will it even matter? You're trying to impress that female, you're trying to get the tightest clothes, or the car, the house, and that may be what society says is the great. But are you society? Look into yourself. What is success to yourself? Take a look at that. No perspectives of thought, intellect, understanding society. So take a look and think deeper. Think for yourself. Things aren't always what they seem to be. There will be no sight deprivation.
Get away from me. I'm walking.
No
Create.
sight. No sight. Check it. Creating. You don't do shit. You know, everyone's got their own story. Has a story, has history. Their history make the past, past and future plans, goals. Everyone tells theirs a little different. Every story is a little different. Places and time, perceptions of time they had, reminiscing of the remnants, things that stick out in their mind, shit that makes up their life. We all reminisce over moments in our lives, resurrecting remnants, a renaissance of past times. Remembering what's gone, return to looking beyond tomorrow. Don't always take the set path, blaze the trails you follow. It's all there for the taking, history in the making. Honor thyself and take a look at what you're chasing. Take a look at what you're chasing, at what you're chasing, at what you're facing.
You know the rest is history.
The clock has no heart, nor does it slow for anyone. Treacherous situations, decisions made under the gun. No room to run, so it's a must to choose wisely. What a tangled web we weave, I made it this far, it's almost surprising. Dreams I'm designing through the rhythms and my writing. Step back, observe surroundings, it can be quite enlightening. Like a blast of lightning lighting up the night sky. Put my plan into action, all at the right time. Time? What is it? Oh man, I curse the concept. It's always restricting and creating constant conflict. Collect composure and keep moving. Events unfold in the life more dramatic than the movies. Hope you can cope, cause the slope only gets steeper. Keep above the ground, don't dig yourself any deeper. Fate, she's a creeper lurking on every corner. Keep your eyes up, don't want that visit from the coroner. Hell no, I've gone through too much to have it stop now. Up late working hard to create, sweat dripping from my brow. Plus I need to see how this will all end. And if the future's anything like I tried to comprehend, intend to fulfill my so-called life. Strive to survive and build past my stripes, maybe even find a wife. Only if she is the true enchantress. Spiritual body and mind, someone who truly enhances my outlooks on life and perceptions of reality. Knowledge of self and a divine mentality. Someone to share philosophies, Lord knows I've got a gang of them. passed me the pen and the pad, so now I'm arranging them with all my blood, sweat, and tears for the last 5 years. At first the task was feared, but now it's all quite clear, and it's brought me into contact with some of my closest peers since my days up in high school, when I was just a high fool, frequently freaking new freestyles with my partner Autoflo, with who I first made songs, but like she'll never know. And to my cousin Cosmic, the man with whom I started. Who could ever believe that we could get it this far when that whiz kid aura, my true space brother, knowledge of a different kind, there will never be another, taught me we must move to improve our lives and to never be affected off anyone else's vibes. Brother 5, riding all over the competition, and of course me and Spiral on another late night mission. Thanks to Frank for letting me smoke dank in the garage and giving me a ride home from the Brookdale Lodge. Kiefer, One Gun Grunge, Gamer, and the Book Nut. Specimens that dwell within the Thunder Hut. DJ Clockwise and Beams on the scene. Didn't forget the Wonder Twins that completes the team. Dreams and schemes, opportunities are vast. Learn from the reflection, think about the days of past. Because our present is only the future's past. So seize the days you have and make your time last. Make your time last. And make your time last. Seize the days you have.
You know the rest is history. You know the rest is history.